I know they got my RFE response, but when are they going to answer? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. If you're not watching the Immigration Answers show, I think you probably want to. I answer immigrants' questions in there 3 or 4 times a week. And yesterday, Cesar came on, and Cesar was like, hey, Jim, I submitted my RFE response 2 weeks ago. They still haven't decided my green card case. What's going on? Should I be worried? My people, you can't think of this as a mathematical or scientific enterprise. This is a situation where USCIS is going to take their own sweet time. There's no timetable. Sometimes they decide right away. Sometimes your RFE response goes to the bottom of the barrel. They're on to other cases, and that's one of the big problems with requests for evidence is you got to get them to pay attention to your case again. So it's not going to be 2 weeks. It's not going to be 2 months. You just don't know how long it's going to be. Could be 2 days. You just don't know how long. They're under no obligation to respond in a timely fashion. You might get an alert from USCIS that your RFE response was received. You might not. A lot of times you don't. A lot of times you just get a decision. Sometimes you get a notice of intent to deny. So there is no rhyme or reason as to when USCIS is going to reply and let you know what they decided on your case. Now, in Cesar's situation, he had simply sent in a medical exam. So in his mind, man, this is easy. All they needed was my medical. I'm this close to getting my case decided. And they've had 2 weeks to look at my request for evidence. Why don't I have my green card? I get the frustration, Cesar. I get the idea that this is an agency that should be moving more quickly. But the simple fact is they don't. They don't move that quickly. And overall, his case was only 7 months old, so not really that long, certainly nothing to worry about. It seems like his case is going to be decided without an interview, and that's a great thing. And that's really where a lot of the confusion is coming from. So you need to remember that for the last at least 15, 16 years, as long as I've been an immigration lawyer, USCIS has almost always required a interview for marriage-based green card cases. For a lot of employment cases, they would approve a green card. Some asylum cases, they would approve a green card without an interview. But for marriage cases, they almost always required an interview because they wanted to inquire into the bona fides, the good faith nature of the marriage. And so when the Biden team decided to try to speed things up by waiving interviews in certain cases, the system wasn't set up for that. The system wasn't built for that. The system was not ready to receive lots and lots of medical exams or to receive lots of RFE responses. And so they're sort of feeling their way through. So it's nothing personal against you, Cesar. It's nothing personal against any of you who have submitted a RFE response. You just need to chill. That's what I told him. I said, your job is to chill. I wanted to ask him if he was a scientist, because a lot of times scientists really get upset with how slow and disorganized USCIS tends to be. But I had that sense that he was really sort of expecting, if I push these buttons, this output will come. Well, that's not how it works at USCIS. You got to keep bothering them. You got to be patient. You got to wait. It's only been 2 weeks. I'd say at least wait 2 months before you really start worrying. But they're working their way through this. They're working through how do we approve green cards without interviews? What do we do when we receive a medical as an RFE response? How do we process it? How do we make sure that the person who's adjudicating the case actually receives it and knows to open it and to look it over? And they've got lots and lots of other things to do. So I don't think you need to get too worried about it. I don't think you need to get too upset if it seems like it's been a while since USCIS received your RFE, because you wisely have proof of delivery, but you just don't have a final decision. So nothing to worry about, my friend, nothing to worry about for all of you. Just sit tight, keep the faith, and you'll get that case approved. If you're looking for help with an RFE response or with filing for a marriage-based or employment-based or asylum-based green card, we would love to work with you. Feel free to give us a call at 314-961-8200. You can email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If you're just looking for some free resources, nothing wrong with that. We have plenty of them for you. We have our Facebook group, which has about 10,000 immigrants in there. We have our Immigration Answer Show, which I do 3 or 4 times a week on our YouTube channel. And speaking of our YouTube channel, you can subscribe to that channel and get alerted whenever we post a new video. You can also text the word SHOW to 314-470-3300 to get on our text list. That way, whenever I do my Immigration Answers live show, you'll be the first to be alerted. You can go into our waiting room, hang out there, and wait for me to start the show. And then you can come on and ask me an immigration question or a life question for free. Finally, Noor's back helping me with my TikTok. So if you want to check us out at Immigration Hacking, we would love to connect with you on TikTok. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.